Hold on. Alright, hey, welcome back.
Matt, what the fuck?
That was so close to my eye, holy shit!
You almost stabbed your eye out! What
Put
the
the knife away!
You see it here, Kane, live on Twitch.
That hit my eyelashes.
It'll be back.
Shit.
The knife will be back.
I don't know how much of that we actually caught. I'm not sure.
I'm putting the knife in a drawer.
Yeah.
Yes, please do.
Alright then.
God, if you gouge your own eye out on Twitch, Matt's gonna get banned.
Please don't.
Think of the Matt.
The mental image I just... No, god damn it.
Holy shit.
Anyway, you reconvene. You do find Clicky in the house, like cleaning it. What do you guys want to do?
Go talk to Malik.
Alright.
Moloch.
Okay. Malik will of course greet you. Hello. Yes, I was going to assemble some information for you. Did you have a chance to speak to any of the scouts?
Yes.
Did they tell you anything?
I'll pull out the map and I'll show him the information that they gave us, and I will also tell him about the missing people.
Okay, I have heard some of those rumors, but I don't know much about it myself, unfortunately.
The scout's name is John. I
Yes.
know you seem to have a lot of Johns on staff, don't you?
A couple.
I mean, realistically, it's a popular name, but I mean, it's a little bit just unreasonable, the number of Johns that survived. You got to think that that's just some wacky coincidence. Regardless, John, I believe he said his last name was 27B.
You can't help yourself, can you?
No, of course not.
Nope.
He, I believe he was the one who said it was happening, and he also was mentioning that he was going to figure out what was happening. To be honest with you, I don't necessarily fully trust him to do that. I've asked for him to look into it as well, so don't worry too much about it. He's got people on it. The more important things are this information here. With regards to the stables to the west and the fire area to the north.
Yes. There have been a few other things.
Oh, good.
Let me try to point this out on the map successfully. Give me a second here, because I don't want to point it out to the wrong area. Of course not. So, this forest here, it's very maze-like. It seems as though the giants, the savage ones, don't seem to try to explore it. I don't know if it just means it's very difficult to explore, or they feel like there's danger there that they don't want to keep out. You might be able to find something there.
Oh, good. This is going to end so well for us.
Right here, in the middle of the lake, there's a set of islands, and one of the scouts said he thought he saw some kind of structure on one of them. It'd be difficult to get to. You'd either have to find or build yourself a boat. But might be something helpful. And let's see, let's make sure I can write this right here.
We could technically...
You have a way to get across, actually. Don't you have a token swan boat?
Yeah. I believe we do. I don't know who has it, but I know we have it. Also, we could technically take that up, like, the river from here, just up
Well,
the
the
river.
currents of the river are very fast.
Oh, are they?
Water.
Okay.
Yes. They're very hard. Like, the river itself seems nearly impossible to cross if you try to do the currents. It's like a very fast-moving, rapid river. This area up here, it's a lake, kind of like a backwater, but a large one, is very still. And, let me get the good description of this as to what he would have. Sorry. This area One of the scouts noticed what he described as a strange garden? He called it a garden, but he described that it was filled with bones. It's a very unusual place.
A very strange mixture of descriptors.
Did it say what kind of bones?
He unfortunately didn't get close enough to get a full description of it. He called it nightmarish, gruesome. A garden of bones.
Sounds like a bad place to go.
I want to go.
Okay. Well,
those are the leads I can give you right now.
this place
I don't know if
gets,
any of these places are very helpful to you, but
Well, first we have a date with a tree.
yeah. Well, even if they aren't helpful, they might be able to point you in a correct direction. So, well, good luck to you. All right,
Whoa, what happened to
Cameras change.
Zoom? Just like
whoa.
cycled
Kind of
everywhere.
my fault because I just found out that hitting space turns off your camera.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we all cycled.
Uh,
I'm now
You're
clicking.
supposed to be, and Matt is where he's supposed to be. So the people who need to turn their cameras off are Mads, Unfunny One, and Tesh.
Oh, not me.
But
Okay.
this stuff.
No.
But
I kind of want to be Signe though.
I don't want to be
Get
this
out of
stuff.
there.
turn off cameras. Unfunny one, Tiv.
No, Tiv needs to keep his on.
Oh no, Tesh, put yours on.
Oh, that's right, Tesh.
No, wait.
Oh,
Tiv's
wait,
right.
no.
Okay, wait, no. Tesh, put yours off. Mads, put yours on. Then Unfunny One.
Yeah.
Then Tesh. Because the order people came in on.
That is too common of a button for me to accidentally hit to be that button.
Change that.
I'm doing that right now.
We still need
What's
image on a
the option?
Tesh, but you're in the right position. There we go. Now everybody's back to position. Woo!
We did it!
Okay, what's
Right,
the
but
hotkey
I
so
want
I
it to
don't
be someone
accidentally
else.
hit it?
Spacebar is apparently a hotkey for switching off
What?
your video.
That's real dumb.
All right.
Okay, yeah, that brain clicked off after that.
I guess, are you grabbing a drunk fairy?
I guess we're grabbing a drunk fairy and going over to
Hey
the tree.
guys! How's it going?
This character's annoying.
I like you!
Your friend. put him on click.
Wait!
No eating.
Wait!
Oh,
Like, it's
okay,
like
yeah.
sparkly, which is kind of unusual, because you don't think, like,
Is it on clicky?
it's on clicky. You got sparkle vomit on your head.
He collects it and
Oh.
puts them in his Acme bag.
Okay, yeah, just gonna that's set out.
Yep, they belong together.
Yep.
Oh, to adventure!
No. To home.
No, wait, we're gonna go see a tree.
That's my home! But I like your place, too. Alright, you're heading to the Feyewoods?
Yep, it's a good thing we have her with us because the survival peeps
I mean, you'll manage
and
to
magic peeps.
yeah, you'll get to the woods, and unlike last time, where the woods itself seemed to hold you back, it's almost as if like they're actually letting you in.
Oh,
It is very easy to navigate this time, in comparison to last.
Can
okay. This is not a good first impression of this place. It was really more impressive the first time around.
There's still like a level of like mazeness to it, but it almost feels as if rather like last time where things were trying to block you, the path is literally opening up for you. Like, as it's letting you inside.
Well, that's convenient.
Yeah,
Okay.
like, it's impressive in the reverse, almost, in a way. It's like, wasn't this confusing last time?
While we're walking, can Clicky look around with using his herbalist kit to see if he can pick up like any rare ingredients that could help him for later?
Sure. Roll me a check.
What do you want me to use? What stat?
Herbalist, intelligence? Sure, because you're trying to identify plants. I'll say.
13.
You'll find a couple of plants that aren't necessarily... Okay. Usopp will find some stuff that's great.
Fucking hell.
That might
No
help.
rolls today.
That's like the third.
Usopp,
Not really anything super useful to me personally, just situations that have been kind of fun.
Usopp's going to find some stuff that'll be very helpful in the future.
Okay, so just helpful herbs.
Yes.
I'll put. Okay. If he tells me, I don't know if he's being helpful to Clicky at this point.
Or taking him for himself.
Or yeah.
I'll have like a small collection of herbs, and then because I watched you like search for things and just drop them in front of you and walk away.
Oh.
So both have some helpful herbs.
Okay.
All right. Eventually, though, you will get to the be escorted by a satyr to the Life Father. I've had some time to think since you left, young ones. Visions have filled my mind, and I see you have begun to touch some of the secrets of this world.
Can we bring up that this is completely new to four of us?
Oh, no, oh God, yes.
Tree. Tree, meet team.
There's like
I wouldn't say it like that. He would give
massive, gigantic tree that has like a face on it that's kind of like turned towards you.
Deku?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, so this is the tree we were coming to meet.
So, Tim wasn't full of shit then when he...
No, very much not, sir.
Okay, alright. Sorry, continue.
Red tried to hug him.
Oh, of course he did. Oh.
As I heard, Red did hug him.
Okay, he did hug
It
him.
was awkward.
He tried to give him like a bear hug. It didn't quite work. So
I am glad that you are not huggers.
Are you gonna kill us?
No.
Don't answer that. It's okay. Don't answer that.
Though I have not changed my mind about helping your people, I have decided to share some of my wisdom with you. I know you have traveled to the city of Yvain, the city in the forest. It is true that is the ancestral home of the Kalada, those once proud people you now know as the Kaladites. They abandoned the city to seek the salvation in the wilds, and became one with the wilds. Now you see my warnings. This valley changes people, changes creatures. Often it is for the worst, and corrupt that can be found... Sorry. It is a corruption that cannot be found by any other means you have. Fought by any other means you have. Which is why I feared telling you, friends. I feared you would push yourselves beyond your means to save your people. My visions have shown me that even without this knowledge, you may struggle in such way. And perhaps it's better for you to hear it from me for now, that my wisdom may help guide you. But it's not all I have called you for. I'm sure you saw the church. In the city. Two gods worshipped, one of earth and rock, the other of sky and fire. I'm sure you have heard other titles given to them, such as the one spoken in our church, the fire and the sky. I know them by different titles, the eternal flame and the earth lord. They come from an old story passed down to my people from ancient days. Long ago, the world was ruled by two gods, the eternal flame who walked upon the land, the eternal flame who's shone her light upon all the peoples of the land, and the earth lord who allowed the people to walk upon the land. Both were worshipped by many people in many lands, but they each had chosen ones from among all the people to be their earthly vessels. Those of the flames sought peace. They went into their temples and pondered the natures of their goddess. Those of the earths coveted the lands of other peoples, feeling all that was given to them by their god. The people of the flames sat back and watched as the people of the earth killed and conquered many lands. The sadness that filled their hearts was only made them more and more alone in the world. But it was not all happiness for the people of the land. As their gods' powers waned, so did their own. Death and destruction came into them. The twin gods could not sit back and wait for their children to die off in the night. The eternal flame went to the Earth Lord and proposed a plan. Alone they could save their people. But together they could make a new land. They built a new world of sky, earth, and light, then brought their people to the new land, each to their own corner of the world, where they may grow and prosper. A few of each of the race stayed behind with hopes of one day the world would be right for their people to return. I believe this is what the land those gods created is. Unfortunately, it seems they are gone now. The infernal flame does not answer any prayers. Her presence is felt, but no sign is made. I can only assume the same as for the Earth Lord, though I am uncertain of it that is true. There is only one last thing I wish to speak of. Throughout this land there are many caves. Most lead to nowhere, but a few lead to strange and distant lands. Know this. All the lands are connected. Though I may not be able to travel to them, I have met those that could.
You mean those? I want to point up at the floating. The floating island.
He'll do his best to actually, kind of bow his head in agreement.
Okay, so that's how we get to those.
There are connections that are unseen and difficult to find. I can only hope amongst the dangers of these worlds you can find the beauty that is hidden. I hope what I can told you now has helped to provide you some insight, something that can help you. Good luck, my friends. Let the spirits of the land guide you on your journey. And if you have anything else to ask me, please do so.
How, different is his voice? Is it deep? Describe it for me.
It's the same. My voice is right now a little off, and I think that's the problem.
Okay. But
yeah.
No. I mean, not different from how it was before. I mean, different from, a normal voice.
I mean, he has, a deep, deep voice. I believe before I said, he is a treant, but he is much, much larger than your average treant, and he seems to have taken root, also. Which is very unusual.
Yeah. So, okay. Cool. Just good information for me to know. Thank you.
Yeah.
Does he bear any fruit?
Don't.
I'm not going to even... Probably... I don't know, do treants? I mean, that's a argument for treants. And
the answer is no.
Do you know anything of the land of... the area of fire to the north?
I fear that is a very dangerous place, but I also fear that might be a place you may have to go at some point in time. The place is of fire, and you must be prepared to encounter such and face the burning. But if there is any remains of the people of the fire, perhaps it is beyond there. But there are other worlds out there I have heard tales of. A few. I'm not sure which ones would be appropriate. Which ones would be perfect.
Okay. What about we heard about a garden of bones. Look. I think, and he's gonna like gesture the direction. Do you know anything about that?
There was also another maze forest in the same area.
Oh yeah.
Is that one of your people's?
No. Maze forest. No. My people would not have done that. Not a magic. I only know of here.
Alright. And then the Garden of Bones. Is that something that you know anything about?
No. I'm sorry to say. Many of the places in this valley is beyond my knowledge, at least, as it is now. I know the lands, the directions, the savages, the Kalida come from. But what structures they have built, my people do not travel much beyond here. And it has been many years since last travelers came. And you were the travelers that came. Most recent.
Alright.
I'm afraid that any information I would be giving you would be out of date for details.
Hey, do you know about I just have a question. And I'm gonna actually turn to Nokren and say now Tim wasn't full of shit when he mentioned a talking tree. Was he full of shit when he mentioned that there were dragons in the swamp?
No. We saw a very large black reptile that was swimming through the water that we later realized may have been a dragon.
Ah. I have heard of this beast. She is named.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's far more concerning. Tell us more.
Muraka, the Dark Strider. Queen of the Swamps. To the
Oh, she
south of it.
sounds nice. Sounds like a real delight. Is she, evil, by any chance?
Like many things in this place, there's a savagery to them. And it seems particularly
Yes.
devastating for Dragonkin.
Oh, alright, so yes would have been sufficient there. But-
Evil is hard to describe. Is it more the savagery of her hatred? Is it the savagery of the animal within her? I cannot say for sure on that one.
Clicky just
Okay.
kind of holds up his hand. Like, great tree. Face thing tree.
I believe we were properly introduced to
Like that. What was it? What was his actual name? It was something father. The
Life Father.
Life
the
Father.
life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Anyways, can you feel like all the life forms here?
It's different than just feeling the life forms around us. I can sense my people within the forest. I have a connection to them. But it's less feeling each individual and more feeling their strength throughout this place and my protection of them.
Okay, that's not helpful, but okay. Alright.
If you are seeking beyond this place, then I cannot help you, as my strength only goes to the edge of this, well, this far.
Are there any goblins here?
I have not seen or felt any.
Okay. Thank you.
What is happening?
Pay no attention to the
Pay
man
no
behind
attention.
the curtain.
Sorry. Okay. I don't think I have any. Do any of you have any more questions?
Dorian's kind of like started to walk away.
Okay.
Signe's farther away.
It was nice meeting you. A wave.
There's a gecko on his shoulder.
Okay.
It's not the goblin. It's
It's
just
the tree.
it's the tree. Dorian is someone who doesn't believe in gods. He thinks this tree is full of shit, and this is a weird experience, and he doesn't really like it. It's
Yeah, he's talking to a giant tree creature.
he's just
wait.
pretty over it. It's yeah.
I have
If
seen
you start
many
that conversation
elder-
with gods are real
Oh, I
with
know.
Nokren, that's gonna go interestingly.
I have seen many an elder go a little senile.
There's only one god. Just saying.
Oh no.
Mhm.
We're not starting this.
Look,
Yeah, no, we're not starting
We're
this in
not.
character.
Conversation
the
last
closest
time.
thing
We
that
did.
for this. Wait for this to happen in character, because then it'll get real interesting.
the closest thing to Clicky's god is probably not actually a god, but fills him with enough fear.
If it's just Nokren and Clicky in the back, Clicky will kind of just tap Nokren on the arm. Nokren,
Yeah.
I'll do whatever you say, and I'll help you however you want me to. But I need you to promise me something.
Oh, okay. What?
I need to find goblins.
Okay. I mean, if we see any evidence of goblins, we can definitely follow that.
Okay, I just need to find them.
I can understand that.
Okay. What's your plan now? Cross the bridge?
Adventure time.
I guess so.
Travel off to distant lands.
So,
Oh, this is gonna go so well. This is
The
the
fire temple, guys. We just did
Oh yeah, we go to the fire temple.
We just did
The water
the
temple.
the Tuka tree.
We go to the air.
Funny you call that the water temple. I was literally just suggesting
no
one
water
way we
temple,
could
please.
deal-
No water temple.
No. I was just thinking of one way we could deal with that place so that we don't have to continue searching it, and it was just to put the gourd on Geyser at the top and just, like, lock it in and just leave it there for a while.
Come back in like a year.
wow.
Oh, I love that we have a gourd that just shoots water out of it. It's good times.
Okay, but let's. I think we, as much as it's scary, let's go to the bridge.
All right. You will head for the bridge. So, you kind of will come across the field area directly across the bridge. The noticeable thing here is the grasses are not as tall as the fields outside of your castle. Instead it's about the waist height on a medium creature, with some of the grasses kind of putting up towards chest instead of being like up person height.
So it's over my head.
Yes.
It still is over your head. It still is over your head. It's been over your head everywhere else. Like, you also notice there tends to be little like clumps of almost flowering plants here, but the grasses are the main domination thing here.
We probably don't want to be out in the open
I
for too
imagine
long.
we also have 2 people with herbalism kits that are going to be grabbing those flowers if they're of any use whatsoever. But I'm just throwing it out there for the people who might actually.
We don't have to cross at the bridge. It is over water.
What?
Already over the bridge?
No. It's like
Oh,
super fast water. We can't just cross
Yeah,
it.
it's like,
Even if you have a swim speed?
I mean, you could try to. The swim speed is probably successful, but then you might also notice the large crocodilians and sharks in the water.
What if
Oh
I
yeah,
am
they
a
mentioned
crocodile?
sharks.
I mean, I guess you're the only one that could probably successfully cross.
I can scout the other side for you.
The question is, where would you want to try to cross then?
I mean, it's pretty flat, isn't it? We'd be able to see.
Yeah, the area around the bridge is probably the easiest because that's not from forest to forest, that's from plains to plains.
We have. Do we have any way to scout out specific locations that might be hidden looking towards Signe?
I have a dragon that I can look through the eyes of.
That's probably going to work better than the swimming thing.
Well, I can ride the crocodile.
Oh Lord.
Things can bite you off my back.
Let's also
Oh,
not
I don't want that.
do anything too crazy here. We have a perfectly good resource in Fafnir here.
Can I join Fafnir?
I don't see any problem with that.
I mean, technically,
Can
but
you
the issue is
see
Fafnir
small
can
enough?
ban.
I put a finger on top of Fafnir's head and I turn into a little spider and just web the area on top of his head and stick in.
Well, that's small enough.
The issue is if she
Oh,
needs to
really?
bamf Fafnir out of there, you'll
I don't think you understand. Spiders just shoot out a bunch of web and then they float.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
I would
It's
like to point
funnier.
out that I think you've been watching too much Spider-Man. I know that that's a thing. That's what you actually do, but I don't know if you're familiar with how successful they are in doing that most of the time.
Depends on how big they are. And I went like baby spider size.
All right. We'll see. I'm sure we'll see because something and everything is going to go wrong. So continue.
Okay. Do we see? Actually, can we have a look to see if there's anywhere that might be ambush points on the other side of the bridge?
It looks pretty. You don't see anything directly. I mean, it doesn't look like there's very easily ambush points within this grass area, necessarily. Some of the Kalida may be able to hunch down in the grass if they really wanted to, but they'll have to get down way down because there's waist height, which makes it not
An aerial view will make it easier to see anyone that's trying to.
So Fafnir, because you can kind of communicate with Signe here, would be able to kind of communicate with Signe that as he climbs high enough, he begins to feel almost like he gets heavier.
I can actually see and hear through his.
Yeah, you can sense then that as he begins to get higher and higher above the ground, it feels as though there's maybe a weight coming down upon him. So it's almost like reverse pressure.
Is Tim being squished against the head?
Tim is feeling it too because he's getting up there. That there's
they're hitting the invisible wall for the game devs to put in.
I do say this, but I don't hear anything if anyone says anything to me.
Yeah.
You sense that it's not maybe a wall, but it's some kind of barrier that's pushing against you.
Nokren just goes like that in front of her face. Huh.
She can't.
You can. I guess then Tiv, Usoc / Fafnir. Both of you can make perception checks then if you're scouting out the area.
She has a bag, right?
If Fafnir decides to look back, that she can see what's going. Oh my god!
No,
sees everything.
Fafnir is a.
All right.
Right. Good boy, Fafnir.
I'm gonna roll for the fun of it.
Yeah.
My fourth one. We see everything, Matt. Tell us.
Okay.
everything.
What is your plan for traveling? Where are you heading to?
You all stole my luck.
No.
All of
You know
it.
what, Matt? No. Tell us everything.
I mean, that's what I was gonna base my
I know.
telling you.
Tell
on.
us everything, and then we'll make the plan.
I have 8 eyes.
mean-
I'm using all of them.
They get a good sense of the area of on the other side of the bridge. They kind of can see that the general area for a good distance is clear. They can see some patrols of various creatures that seem to be out here, and some of the creatures that seem to live in this area. You get a sense that the main thing here seems to be there's more of herd animals of various kinds. Some of them seem a little bit more dangerous. They notice that there are a couple other types of creatures. Large boars, large wolves, lions, the saber-toothed tigers actually do not seem to be very much on their own.
So they're all together in packs.
No. It seems like most of those are with Kalida.
Oh fuck! They train the saber-tooth tigers.
They're Pokemon trainers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That seems to be their creature of choice when it comes to trained pets.
Okay, well, we can hopefully avoid them if we know the patterns.
They will notice a couple of other things. There seems to be these, like, very far off the distance, they noticed a huge, strange creature that seemed to burrow through the dirt and then leap out and crush some kind of, like, herd animal. Also, they noticed a pack of quick-moving reptilian creatures that seem to be trolling the area. They're kind of strange creatures, almost maybe a little bird-like.
Are they dinosaurs?
They are dinosaurs.
Yeah, I was gonna say they are definitely raptors for sure.
Oh,
The pack
fuck!
of Paladin.
Actually, I'll give that maybe Usopp can identify it. The big creature you saw was a boule.
Alright.
What?
Traditional D&D monster, known for burrowing, leaping in the air, and being nasty.
I didn't hear the name.
Boule.
What I meant. Oh, boule. Okay.
Mhm.
Boule.
So,
Yeah.
Canton,
Yes.
the Kalida,
Mm-hmm.
right? Does it look like they have set patrol pass or something?
No, it just seems like they're traveling through the area.
Okay, but we can get an idea of the directions they're taking.
Yes. You notice that it does seem to be combinations of hunters, the ones that kind of used archery, some of the warrior types. You notice that seems to be some warbringers on here. It seems that the saber-toothed tigers sometimes accompany them. You'll also notice that they sometimes use giant boars and wolves. The more times you actually see the tigers are with cyclops. Most cyclops seem to be accompanied by at least one of those. But some of these cyclops also seem to be accompanied by things like Kalida warriors and Kalida warbringers.
I'm mostly asking so that we can have a better chance of avoiding them.
Yes. They don't seem to necessarily have a true set pattern. It seems like most of them are out like hunting parties. Seemingly doing different things, maybe having small meetings and stuff, it seems, traveling from one place to another. It seems like this field is not necessarily like a true meeting area. It's more like a traversal area. Like, you'll see the Cyclops seem to be traveling from, you don't really see it, but they seem to be coming from, like, this area towards, like, here, or coming up from this, like, this area down here. They seem to be going around the forest. And some of them are heading north, some of them are heading back in those directions. I mean, your people will kind of be hidden a little bit on the other side, and you, at one point in time, if you're taking a lot of time, a good amount of time to this, you will see a patrol cross the bridge and seemingly head up towards this area here. You do not see the giants cross the bridge, only Kalida.
Okay.
And those seem to be ones without animals. The ones that seem to be with animals are more on hunting. If they have giant boars, they seem to use them more as mounts.
I feel like we need to get into that forest quickly and maybe use that as a way to get to the caves. But I mean, if it's a maze forest, that may not be doable. But at the very least,
I might be able to help. I don't know what you guys can do, but I can make I can give 2 other people besides myself the ability to disguise yourself, to change your looks.
Oh, I don't need that.
Well, I can do it to 2 other people, and
I think the 2 people who would need it most are probably Usopp and Nokren.
Well, Usopp is a spider right now, right?
Yes, but I can tell you that Signe doesn't need it.
Oh. Yeah. What's with her eyes?
Don't worry about that.
Oh.
No, she's just very, very good at being sneaky, even more so than me.
Why? Okay. I mean, I can see the magic on her. Okay. Whatever.
Nokren, don't worry about it.
Nokren's the only one that has no idea.
Yeah, Nokren's like...
I mean, he did see the eyes for a flash of a second last game.
Oh yeah, he
but
did.
he thought he was seeing something. It wasn't far.
He was like, it was like more like if he passed it off as anything. He's like, did I see something? It must have been some kind of magic she has, because she has displayed magical powers.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, she had, like, I know she's magic, so, I mean...
So,
I just think maybe she makes scary eyes to deal with,
Intimidation.
with Clicky.
Yeah.
Do you want to do that? Tesh. I was gonna call you Tesh. I'm sorry. Nokren. It's gonna take just a couple of minutes, but I can make 2 of those little stones with the spells in it.
The issue is we can't talk like them if that happens. It may work from a distance, but also we don't know how well organized they are, if they know where patrols are, should or shouldn't be, sort of thing.
I will, Fafnir and Usoc did not see, like, an actual set patrol. Those that they did see with their scouting mission, which I'm going to say, like, they maybe took a couple of hours and then came back to you quick across the bridge, doing a pretty good scout job.
Then that might be a good idea, then.
Pretty much right when I was about to transform back, we landed.
Yeah. It's definitely not really, like, a patrol in that area. It just seems to be an area that has some traffic to it.
All right, so I'm just gonna find 2 little pieces of pebbles, and I'm gonna infuse them with disguise self.
Okay.
Ooh. Okay, so do we want to? How long does this last? Do we want to use this and then travel, try and get to the forest, or?
Fast for 1 hour.
Okay, so we want to wait until we think we see some in the distance before we use that. Then.
I don't know how far we're going, so.
This scale is not quite right because it takes a long time to get to places.
Yeah.
So
if you were to head straight to the forest, you could probably get there in a decent amount of time. Because remember, it was like a day and a half travel to the forest up here, the Fey Forest. So I mean, it's not actually that far into the Maze Forest if you're heading straight to it.
Are you saying like?
A couple hours? Yeah, a couple hours.
Yeah, okay. We want to wait until...
I want numbers.
We'll say, like, 3 hours. Because that's, like... It's a number of miles in between the river and there that the giants go through, so it's, like, not going to be, like, they can instantly see you from anywhere kind of thing.
Hold the pebble in my hand just to make sure, and if we see anything get close, it's a whoop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll hand Usoc one as well, if he'll take it.
I'm going to give you that because of their perceptions and they're kind of like, they kind of scouted out. You guys can get there to the edge of the forest without any trouble.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Need it for now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so now comes the next part, which is
so this forest,
scary.
They kind of called it a maze, but now you can see why. It is incredibly dense forest. The trees are actually probably some of the shortest ones you've seen in here, which are pretty decent-sized trees. But there's like the trees seem to have an average of maybe like 30 feet tall, which is it's actually pretty short for trees, But it is an incredibly dense forest with trees kind of bunched together, and anywhere that's not trees just seems to be thick undergrowth.
Okay. Well, this is going to be...
Makes traversal difficult. Hence the maze part of it. It's not like an actual maze. It's a natural navigation maze.
I guess, shall we begin our trek? Yo, are you muted?
Nope. No, I am not.
See, this is where I was trying to get input from other people before we go in.
I think, Nokren, you're just going to lead them into danger.
Yeah. Everybody is ready to die. Don't worry.
I have a club we could smash down. I have the giant club.
That's going to take a while. That's not...
I can burn the forest down.
Yeah.
That's no, because there might be people in here that you never know might be allies. Kalador avoid it for some reason. It's a long shot. It's likely not the case. It's probably something that's more dangerous, but we'll find out.
At the entrance, I want to look around and see if there's any signs, anything that maybe has been overgrown, like an old warning.
You can give me perception or investigation, your choice.
I would help you with that as well, but you don't need it. Never mind, it's fine.
No, you don't see a
What?
sign of it. It doesn't look like much passes into this forest
So
from that direction.
Usak reaches into a bag he's never really messed with before, throws out a fuzzy thing, and it turns into a baboon.
What the fuck?
You got a baboon! Excellent.
Oh, food.
No,
Oh lord.
no. It wouldn't work. When they die, they disappear.
Oh,
I love that.
that's not good. Okay.
Mhm.
But what he can do is go through trees.
I mean, true.
Okay.
I guess we follow the baboon.
He's not
All right.
wrong.
So the baboon. Okay,
Not wrong.
great. Why don't we'll quickly go on our last break here in a second? But why don't you roll me first a wisdom survival on the baboon, and I will give you. I'll just give you a check. I'm pretty like for the rest of you guys, I would have given disadvantage, but the baboon can get a better view outside of the thing. So with climbing, so just get a straight up wisdom survival. We'll see how well it.
Can he be helping me to not have disadvantage?
He can give, actually, if you want to, we can do that way. That you roll without disadvantage. That basically it like points you some of the right directions.
Because I have a better wisdom than the baboon.
Yeah.
Who
yeah.
actually has a +1.
So it's not
It's
terrible.
better than me by 2.
My second one, 420s. My second one.
All right,
We'll get
so-
into what that means and what's going to kind of
Fuck.
happen with you guys. But
We searched the maze for 40 years and 49.
anyway, why don't we take our
The
last
baboon
break
just
here?
gets eaten by something, and we're like, wait, what?
Bathroom, drink, snack, anything like that you need. We're back in a couple of minutes after a break, and we'll finish up here as they're exploring this kind of strange natural maze forest. So, see you in a second.